He took the job that no one wanted and got the girl that everyone did. Hello, huge movie fanatic Nate stopping on by for what I would imagine would be a relatively short video, since I've already reviewed the movie of this movie. I think in 2018 or some years ago or something like that. This will be a Blu-ray review only, coming at you to review the kind of recently released Blu-ray that Kino Lorber put out of the motion picture title by the name of Career Opportunities. This Blu-ray, I'm pretty sure, came out last year in 2021, something that I wasn't necessarily intending on buying because I got the Universal DVD, but it ended up coming down to, like, I don't know, on sale for like $13 or $12, and then there was like that might have been with the coupon. Sometimes on that one website named after a river or forest or whatever, sometimes there's these like coupons, like digital coupons you can quote unquote clip. And anyway, I think after using that coupon I got this for like $12 or something like that. And since the review for the Blu-ray was pretty favorable on blu-ray.com, I went for it. I don't regret it because the Blu-ray is actually very, very, handsome looking, and it really does look good. It's not very handsome when Jennifer Connelly's on the screen. Then the Blu-ray transfer is very feminine, sexy, pretty looking. And anyway, that's me just trying to make a joke. But anyway, on to my Blu-ray review of Career Opportunities. As I said, I didn't intend to buy this because I've got it on DVD. Not holding this movie in very high regards. I felt like the DVD was good enough to own for this title, but I'm like, you know what, Nate, it's like $12. You deserve it. So I got it, and I got to tell you, if I can just briefly do a very, very quick summary on the movie. I do think, having seen it again, that the first half of this movie is relatively good, and in my opinion, the second half is just where it falls apart. Honestly, if I'm being super critical about the movie, I'd even say, like when Jennifer Connelly starts talking is maybe when the movie gets not so amazing, because, she spends, well, actually, I guess she talks when she meets her dad's, or, her dad's acquaintances in their mansion or whatever briefly, but I don't know, Jennifer's just so hot in this movie. It's just like when she's just like this living, silent model, just existing on the screen without saying much. Somehow it's, I don't know, call me a pig, but somehow it's almost better than when she starts talking and having an opinion. But I do contend that the first half, this movie starts relatively strong, and I just feel like, oh my god, like halfway through it I'm like, maybe I shouldn't have bought the Blu-ray, whatever, life goes on. So on to the Blu-ray review. It is a very, as I already mentioned on blu-ray.com, it got a relatively decent score, maybe high score. I was kind of, for image and sound, and I was kind of surprised about that, and made me curious. And upon buying the Blu-ray and watching it, I can confirm that, yeah, this is quite the, if you've got the Universal non-anamorphic DVD, this is quite the image uptick from that release. And this has come up before in regards to movies that might not be very good, is if you see it in a higher quality, it kind of makes a movie that's not so good a little better. I would say that's kind of the case for this Blu-ray release. Like, maybe I liked the first half of this movie more than I ever have before because of the, the very strong video presentation. I'm happy to report that it's got a very, very strong sense of, obviously being shot on 35mm. It's got a strong sense of being on film, and like the target reds and stuff like that come across really well. And obviously Jennifer Connelly is more striking in this Blu-ray version of this movie than she ever has been before on VHS or DVD. Obviously, if you're any kind of a fan whatsoever of this movie and you don't have this movie on Blu-ray, I would recommend, I would say the upgrade is depending on what you can get it for. If you can get it for, like what I got it for, $12, $13 or less or something like that, I'd say maybe go for it, especially if you don't have it on any other format or whatever. I can't remember if I ever had the VHS of this title, but as I said, I got the DVD probably in maybe 2017 or 2018, or after years and years and years trying to find it for previously viewed. I bit the bullet and paid $10 for the DVD, only to like frickin' buy the Blu-ray a few years later, but whatever. As I said, life goes on until it doesn't. This being a movie that was released in the early 90s, this movie is just your standard 2-channel, stereo / surround sound situation. I have no complaints about the sound on this Blu-ray release. Obviously it sounds fine and very much of the time, and the kind of pop tunes just work really well in this movie. And this, just like I think I mentioned in my review of the movie from years ago, say what you will about the movie, the movie actually has some relatively decent kind of pop music soundtrack for the era, late 80s, early 90s, really some nice tunes that you can find on YouTube if you type them out. Special features here, we've got audio commentary by Chicago Critics Film Festival producer Eric Childress, and theatrical trailer. So I didn't bother with this commentary because generally I'm not interested in commentaries by people who had nothing to do with the production of the movie. So I didn't bother with the commentary and probably won't bother with the commentary. I wish I could remember if the theatrical trailer seems to me like it might be high definition. Shoot, I can't remember, but I remember, the trailer for this movie is kind of fun, and I want to say, if I had to take a guess or not, it might be possibly high definition. Nice review, huh? Can't even frickin' remember what quality the theatrical trailer is of this movie, but the trailer is kind of fun. I would imagine, I think this Blu-ray also has additional trailers. I'm pretty sure that Kino Lorber also put out The Hotspot on Blu-ray as well, which is a movie that I haven't seen all of, and I have just seen that one scene, if you know what I mean, and I really have no interest in seeing The Hotspot. I probably should see The Hotspot, but I don't know if I'm ever going to see The Hotspot. Looking at the Blu-ray disc itself, just your standard Kino Lorber artwork, KL Classics, just standard font for the title, Career Opportunities. You can see the Universal logo there, among other things. Well, before I end this review, I will comment on once again, very grateful for Kino Lorber to use the original poster art for this movie. Obviously, the original poster art is quite a big selling, really trying to pack the people into the theaters to see Jennifer Connelly and her chest hanging out of her tank top. It's kind of funny if you watch the movie how it's kind of a slow progression from, to get to the tank top point. Like, it's kind of like in a movie where, like if you got a horror movie, maybe the kills get better. If you got an action movie, maybe the action gets better until the grand climax where, traditionally you like to have your biggest action scene towards the end and stuff. It's kind of like, as the course of the movie wears on, it's like, more and more layers of Jennifer. I think she's got some kind of a vest that covers up her tank top for a while there, and then, before they do the roller skating kind of thing around the store or whatever, finally she's also got like a skirt thing that she starts the evening with, and a tank, like some kind of a vest thingy and the skirt. There's like I think it's in the trailer because there's no deleted scenes. I think it's in the trailer, the shot of her like taking off that skirt thing. It's in the trailer, I think, but it's not in the movie. There's a shot in the trailer where she slides that skirt thing off her hips, and too bad that's not in the movie. That was kind of sexy, but it's kind of funny how throughout the course of the movie her clothes it's kind of like strip monopoly. Her clothes become less and less throughout the course of the movie, and unfortunately, she does stop shedding her accoutrements at one point, but I mean, this is rated PG-13. She's obviously got to stop shedding the accoutrements at some point, as often is the case. I'm just rambling over and over and over, on and on and on, but that's what I meant to say is, before I got sidetracked, once again, very appreciative to Kino Lorber for using the original theatrical poster, because I mean that's kind of part of the reason you buy the movie, is just to look at the theatrical poster after all. So I think I'm going to end this review and go look at the theatrical poster a little bit. So thank you very much for watching this review, and as always, we'll catch you on the next one.